Now, a little later than planned, due to those bomb attacks, those attacks on Israel over the last hour, we're going to bring you our perspective guest. And just this weekend, the bodies of 3 more Israeli hostages were recovered by the Israeli army from the Gaza Strip. It brings to 8 the number of bodies recovered this month alone. It is thought now that at 51 hostages out of the 251 initially taken by Hamas remain, the Israeli military saying it believes around 30 of them are dead. But one of the hostages still unaccounted for is Nimrod Cohen. He was just 19 on October the 7th, 2023, when he was taken from his tank. The hostages' families, all, of course, still campaigning for all of the hostages' release. Well, joining me now is Nimrod's mother, Viki Cohen, who joins us. Thanks very much for sticking with us and being able to join us a little bit later on the programme than planned. The return of those 3 bodies this weekend of more hostages, does that give you more or less hope that one day you may still see your son alive?
It doesn't give me hope because these rescue actions rescue the hostages, and maybe it is possible for the dead people, but not for the one who are still alive. My son is alive, and I want him to brought home with a deal. Israel must stop, end the war in Gaza, and bring all the hostages together. And this is the right thing to do now. After the success against Iran, our Prime Minister can be safe, and he needs to finish the war in Gaza, so all the resources he can turn to the war in Iran.
That message seems to be falling somewhat on deaf ears at the moment, doesn't it?
Yes, you know, we don't know when. Some says that maybe the war with Iran will help to release the hostages, but we don't know for sure, and we don't know how long the war will continue. And but our loved ones, my son Nimrod, doesn't have time. They in the tunnels, they don't have a safety room to run to. We don't know in what condition they are held now, and what is the treatment of Hamas, how they treat them now after Israel started a war with Iran. So it's very urgent and necessary to bring them all back home now to finish the war in Gaza. There is nothing happening really in Gaza. It's only rescue our soldiers, the hostages, and the population there, the innocent population in Gaza.
What do you know at this stage of what happened and is happening now, if you like, to your son? I mean, you have had messages, haven't you, from other hostages who have come back from Gaza from him?
The last hostages, the son Nimrod, was 3 months ago. It was on March, and we saw a video that Hamas released, and we recognize Nimrod from the tattoo that he has in his hand. But from their moment, how many months passed, we don't know how is situation now and what is the condition now and where specifically is held in Gaza. So I'm, as a mother, I'm afraid and I'm worried. I'm more afraid to Nimrod than what's going on in Israel, that I have to go to the, when we hear the alarms, even in the middle of the night, and we need to go down to the safety room. It doesn't matter. What it's matter for me is that Nimrod will be released. He's still alive, and next month he will be 21. And you cannot imagine 626 days that I'm waiting for him, and I cannot sleep at night, and it's a nightmare that we are living. And nobody in the government or the intelligence tell us when I will see him again.
And who do you blame for it generally? Is it the government as a whole, or is it the Israeli Prime Minister himself?
No, it's the Prime Minister. He is the one who needs to decide that he wants to finish the war in Gaza. It depends on him. Of course, there is some extreme members in the coalition that put pressure on the Netanyahu to continue the war in Gaza, but after all, it's his decision. His decision, and he's the one who needs to decide what to do. And after his success in Iran, it's safe for him to say, okay, I'm finishing the war in Gaza. You cannot continue also holding an army in Gaza and fighting Iran. And we need to finish it. We need to finish this nightmare.
A lot of criticism as well of Benjamin Netanyahu over the weekend after he said that everyone's had to make sacrifices. He said that even his own son has had to postpone his wedding. That was deemed, wasn't it, highly unsensitive by many?
Yes, of course, and we all criticize him because of this. Because how can he compare the suffer of his son that had to postpone his wedding, what the other people here in Israel are suffering? I didn't see my son so many days. I miss him so much, and I'm worried. I'm terrified about what's going on with him. And also other families feel the same. And the majority of the society wants them back home. And the soldiers that were killed, how he can compare? It's not connected to say something like this.
And just finally, do you feel forgotten?
It's really upsetting that now, because of all the alarms, and we need to be near a safety room, we cannot make protest, and we cannot go to the streets, and many of the meetings were canceled and activities. But we are doing our best to make sure, and the media is helping us to make sure that they are not forgotten, to talk about them all the time, to make Zoom on meeting in Zoom, and we can, whatever we can do, that the people are not going to forget them. And many people tell us they are with us, and they are not living anywhere till they are brought home, back home.
Viki Cohen, thanks very much. Viki Cohen joining us there from Israel a little bit later than planned due to those sirens going off. Obviously, she couldn't join us at the time that we were expecting. But thanks very much for being with us. Viki Cohen then, Nimrod Cohen's mother there.